Hey guys, welcome back to Modeling Manhood. Today I want to talk to you about this terrible detour that we had on our cross-country trip. So those of you that have been following for a while know that I love talking about our road trip out west. And on our way back home, we were coming through Iowa. We had just left the John Deere plant, and my youngest son is like, "Dad, I need to go. Like, go number two, if you know what I mean." And there was nothing in hundreds of miles for getting off. We were basically just driving through farmland, which was cool in itself. So I pulled off onto one of the side roads. It said like the next town, like 15 minutes. And we are heading into this town, and we get stuck in farm equipment traffic. And if you can just imagine like road construction, but then like farm equipment traffic too, we were basically held up. And by the time we got into town, my son's like, "I don't need to go." And we had waited in traffic for what seemed like a long time. And I think about that detour that we had on the trip, how a little boy who needed to go to the bathroom so badly, not so well, but needed to go to the bathroom so badly, just could shut it off in an instant like that. And sometimes our lives go on detours too, and we go down these paths, and it takes us sometimes years to get back on track or back on the track God wants for us. I know in my life personally, there was a time when I walked away and just made some poor decisions. And I'm trying to get back on that path now as a dad, and raising my family the way that would be pleasing to the Lord, because I need to give accountability for the way I raise them. And that's been a humbling experience. In the Bible, there is this detour that was even longer than an hour or just a couple of years. But for 40 years, the children of Israel wandered in the desert because they murmured and complained, murmured and complained, murmured and complained. And in Joshua 5:6, it says, "For the people of Israel walked 40 years in the wilderness until all the nation, the men of war who came out of Egypt, perished, because they did not obey the voice of the Lord. For the Lord swore to them that he would not let them see the land that the Lord had sworn to their fathers to give to them, a land flowing with milk and honey. So it was their children whom they raised up in their place that Joshua circumcised, for they were uncircumcised because they had not been circumcised on the way." And it was the next generation that got to see the promised land, because that generation was disobedient. And I just want you guys to think about some of the needless detours that you guys have had in life. I'm not talking about like trying to find a bathroom for a little boy, but just think about where you've gone from point A to where you are today, and all the hiccups, the high spots and the low spots. And if you are still alive, you have something to be thankful for. But think about all that the Lord has helped you through, all those struggles. Maybe you're not a believer and you're like, "Well, what does God have to do with this?" Remember, he gives you your breath each and every day. And he has a desire to get to know you and direct your steps. And someday we're going to stand accountable before the King of the universe, who let his son die in our place so we could have a home in eternity someday. And that's the gospel message. There's nothing I can do on this earth to deserve God's grace, but he gives it to me. And that is humbling in itself. So I just want you guys to think about, maybe you're on a detour right now off the road that you know you should be on. And I would encourage you guys just to pray, take some time, evaluate, do some inventory, and see what is it going to take to get back on the road that God has for you. Joshua later on says, "As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord," in Joshua 24, verse 15. And I hope that's one of your mission statements too, if you're a dad or just a follower of God. Just make sure that your heart is on the right road. So that's my encouragement for you guys today. Thank you for joining us here at Modeling Manhood. And as always, you guys can join me. Remember to mirror your maker and journey with Jesus.